Before this book, I was just kind of cheap for cheapness' sake. This book, you don't want to just, save money and stuff it in a mattress. This book kind of talks about the different mindset between what it means to work for your money all your life or have your money work for you.
Major trigger warning, but necessary knowledge, especially. I think it's necessary for everyone, because if you decide to stay ignorant on this issue, then I consider you racist. I'm sorry. And we can't be friends. But anyways. Hi guys. Welcome back to Black Vision Network, the #1 place where the miseducated get re-educated. I'm your host, Janae, and your other host,
Theo.
So welcome back!
Today we will be discussing a couple of influential books in our lives, and hopefully you can get inspired to either read these books or search out some new books of your own. But we wanted to share real books instead of just saying
Read books.
To give you some perspective on our perspective.
Yeah. So let's get right into it, because I love to do this stuff. I think I'll just start with my favorite. Oh, wait. Before we start, if you're new here, make sure you smash that subscribe button and you like this content, because who doesn't like books? I mean, I can't give away the whole thing, not yet. But yeah.
Unless you saw the thumbnail.
Yeah, the thumbnail, if you want to really look. But yeah, we're going to talk about these books some more, so you get a mini review. So we're just going to go one. We both have 4 books. There's a lot more books, but these are just ones we had on hand. Yeah, I got a lot of books on my phone too, but whatever. So I guess we can start with the most recent one. I just finished this one this week.
Nice.
Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Oh my gosh.
On my list too.
Oh my gosh. Everybody should read this book. Everybody should read all these books. I'm about to say that for everything. But this is the #1 inspirational. It's very mindset, and I love mindset books because everything starts with your mind. Everything that has been created started with a thought in somebody's mind. So this tells you how to manifest, and it particularly focuses on riches and money accumulation. There's a lot of people focus on that, but it's something that can be used all around, and it talks about scripting and writing down your goals and being very specific about how to do it. And I've been already seeing it work, and I love it. So yeah. Next.
All right. So my first book is Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, who is becoming one of my favorite authors. Not really because he's writing intense dramas or anything, but the type of books that I like are kind of like Janae said, mindset books, but also kind of how-to. So I don't really like, unless you're gonna point me into another book, leaving a book left with unanswered questions, or trying to figure out, okay, well, where do I go from here? One of the things I like about Robert Kiyosaki is he lays everything out for you, and if there's not an answer that you had after you read the book, then he tells you where you can find further information on another book. So the first book in his personal finance series is Rich Dad Poor Dad, and this was a big one for me because before this book, I was just kind of cheap for cheapness' sake. This book, you don't want to just, save money and stuff it in a mattress. This book kind of talks about the different mindset between what it means to work for your money all your life or have your money work for you, and how you can change your mindset and understand how the people that we see on TV every day, the Bezos and the multi-million dollar people that you see multi-million and billion-dollar people that you see every day, the mindsets and the tricks that they use in order to accumulate their wealth. So this was a game changer for me because it transformed my mindset. It told me how and why I should change my mindset, and I think I have changed a lot from it. So this is definitely one of the most important books on my list.
Hey, I like that one too. So the next book I have is Atomic Habits by James Clear. Tiny changes remarkable results. So you get it? Atomic Habits, tiny changes, remarkable, because atoms are really small. You make tiny changes to make them. Okay. Alright, anyways. Yes, this one is all for all my procrastinators. I'm talking to myself included. This is for the procrastinators, and it talks about how you change your habits not by changing what you do, but changing your systems. And so, I don't know if that made sense. You should read this book so you can clarify. But in short, it tells you if you want to change a habit, say you have a bad habit of you don't work out. Well, it's probably because you don't put your jogging shoes out in front of the bed to remind you to get out of bed. You don't set your alarm to remind you to go work out after gym. It's about making those tiny changes that kind of create an environment for you to be successful and create the habits that you like. So highly powerful. Probably gonna read this one again after I read all these other books again. I mean, these are just books that you just read. All these books are books you read, you learn something, and you can come back and read and learn something new again. So yeah.
Cool. So my next book, you guessed it, Robert Kiyosaki. So this is, I feel, the logical next step to read after you read Rich Dad Poor Dad. So while Rich Dad Poor Dad kind of goes into transforming your mindset, explaining the why and how of why having that mindset allows you to make more money and build your wealth, build your assets. This is kind of a how-to manual. If you're one of those people who wants to start having your money work for you, this explains how different people make their money, the mindsets that those people have, by breaking it down into quadrants. And so typically most people are on the E and the S, so the employee or the small business owner. And people have a desire, usually after they read Rich Dad Poor Dad, to move to the right side of the quadrant, which is the business and investor side. And so once you get into those sides of the quadrant, that's how you make your money work for you. How people who sleep, they wake up with $5,000, $5 million, $5 billion more by just sleeping, because they put something in place to make their money work for them. This kind of gives you the how-to manual, not only to change your mindset, but real things that you can do in transforming your life to start transforming from one side of the quadrant to the other. So yeah.
That's on my list. I haven't read it yet, but I'll go. Next, we got Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman. So, yes, this one, if you can't tell, it's about emotional intelligence. Duh. But this is like the EQ instead of the IQ. It's the emotional quotient instead of your intelligent quotient. So this was like eye-opening because it helped me to have a lot more sympathy for people and understand how they work. And I think that's important for anybody, because anybody who's successful understands how people work, and that's kind of how they made their success. So this was eye-opening, and it talked about like a lot of, it basically tells you how your emotions are your guidance system for your life and how you should pay attention to it. And honestly, it's like a textbook. It's low-key like a mini psychology textbook. And psychology has always been a subject that interests me. I've always been really interested in how people work and how they think, because it helps me understand them. And like, once you have a better understanding for people, it helps you not to take them so seriously. Because like, low-key, when somebody is hating on you, they're projecting their insecurities a lot of the time. Like, just learning, like reading about this helps me it helps me to understand why people are the way they are. Why I'm the way I am, And understanding people helps you to understand life a little more better, and it helps make life a little more easier. So I recommend this one just for everybody to have a better understanding of emotions and everything involved. And I think it's really important for the Black community, because we lack a safe place to be able to talk about our emotions sometimes, because a lot of us have been through like abusive situations, and it's just, I think it's really key to read stuff like this so you understand how the mind works. So yeah.
Cool. So my next book is The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander. So I haven't finished this one all the way, and I will give you a trigger warning before you decide to dive into this book. But keeping with the pillars and understanding, not just finances. Finances are obviously a huge part of our lives, but also knowledge of self, knowledge of your history, knowledge of what's going on around you is also something that's very important to me. So I picked up this book because, you don't want to you can't defeat your enemy unless you know your enemy. So when it comes to the world around us and things that we talk about on our channel, things that we see daily, you want to be knowledgeable on what's going on around you. This book speaks to that, and it talks about the current climate and how things have subtly changed from, racism and back in the day to being in your face, to the subtle ways in which those in power have been able to keep the status quo as they would have it, in terms of being much more subtle with the things that they do to keep us down, systematically kept down, and to keep us at a certain level and not achieving our best selves. So this book goes into detail about a lot of things throughout history, how things, laws, events, things that have changed. It talks a lot about the Ronald Reagan era and how Ronald Reagan brought crack into the black community, and how that set up what Michelle Alexander describes as the new Jim Crow, of creating the system of mass incarceration to kind of keep up, like I said, the status quo that those who believe in racist ideals would like to keep up in this country.
Yeah.
So.
Major trigger warning, but necessary knowledge, especially. I think it's necessary for everyone, because if you decide to stay ignorant on this issue, then I consider you racist. I'm sorry. And we can't be friends. But anyways, I saved this one for last because this book is near and dear to my heart. It's like low-key second to the Bible. I mean, it's like the Bible, all the way down here, and then asking is given, because it kind of reinforces everything that the Bible says. And instead of saying God or Jesus, they just call it, I think it's infinite intelligence or all intelligence. And it's just basically your life force. And everybody has different words for it. All the religions have different words for it. But it all waters down to the same principles, which is the law of attraction. And so it's called Asking and is Giving, Learning to Manifest Your Desires by Esther and Jerry Hicks, The Teachings of Abraham. They have a lot of videos on YouTube doing like self-affirmation, meditations and stuff. So check that out if you want to. I highly recommend this book. It has changed my life because, especially as black people, black women, black men, we all have our different difficulties in life. But I feel like we're almost cultivated to expect life to be hard.
Yes.
And that's not right. It doesn't have to be that way. You can manifest your dream life. You just have to have faith and believe and script and be specific about your goals, because you attract what you think about. Mm-hmm. And if you're always thinking about, I don't have this, how am I going to pay these bills? You're actually thinking and attracting things that you don't want. Mm-hmm. And I just thought this was so amazing, because it really works. The law of attraction is legit, y'all. You can literally look it up on YouTube. There's thousands of videos. Highly recommend. He stole it from me for a minute, but I got it.
I had to get some of that too. Like she said, it's something that black people struggle with, the lack mindset versus the abundance mindset. Mm-hmm. It's something I still struggle with to this day. And it's very important that we transform that. And we attract everything that we dream, everything that we think about daily, everything that we want out of life. That's what you need to focus on. If you focus on negative things, then negative things will come to you. And I know it's hard. I know, trust me, I know that it's hard. But if you work every day at transforming and capturing each one of your thoughts and transforming them into what you want versus what you don't want, like Janae said, you will see a significant change in the results.
Yes. And it's all these books are connected. I love all these books because they kind of reinforce the same principle, that your mind really is the master of everything that you see in life. Everything starts in your mind. It starts with your thoughts. So being able to control your thoughts gives you better money sense. You're a more intelligent investor. You understand your body more. You understand your emotions, and they guide you. And that's the major key This one talks about how your emotions are a guidance, and usually when you're in high frequency, high vibrations, you feel good, and it's that internal guidance, that internal compass that tells you, am I thinking good thoughts? Am I thinking bad thoughts? Am I going towards poverty or am I going towards abundance? Like, pay attention. And the more you practice listening to it, the more in tune you become, and the better and the easier it becomes. So yeah, for sure.
Well, last but not least, kind of out of left field here, but this is What Color Is Your Parachute by Richard Bowles. I think that's how you pronounce his name. So this is a job manual. So kind of it's a non-traditional job manual. Like I said at the beginning, I like how-to interactive books where I can learn as I go, put into place the things that are being said to me or preached to me in a book. I like putting them into practice, learning about myself as I go. If you enjoy that, this is definitely the book for you. There are exercises as you go through the book to learn about yourself and better yourself. But what this is it basically, you do a lot of self-inventory about yourself. So if you're somebody who is having a career change or transition in life like I am, this is definitely a good book to help you find your compass. A lot of times we try to mold ourselves to the world, mold ourselves to a specific job, position, but this book kind of goes and says, no, you want to mold that thing for yourself. I don't know if I said that right, but you want to be in control rather than having the world be in control. So that position, you can forge a new position or find your ideal position by doing a little self-inventory about yourself, finding out what skills you bring to the table, what life experiences gave you those skills, what you're looking for in life, where you want to live, what you want out of career, what skills you want to use, maybe if it's not a career, what you want to do in business. But doing a little self-inventory so that you become in control of your own life rather than being a victim of everything going on around you. So I would definitely recommend this book even if you have a secure job, you're secure in life, just to learn a little bit about yourself, what you bring to the table, where you're headed, and where you want to go and how to get there.
Yes. So alright guys, that about wraps up all the books.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun filming this because I love books. What about you? I like talking about books because they're just so fun to me. But I hope you learn something. I hope you take away these books, you wrote down the list, and you go out and read them.
Yes.
Because they are just, a lot of these books reference other books that, it's like a chain. I don't know about, I know both of us, we have a long list of books that we haven't read yet, so, and the list keeps growing.
I'm full of them.
So, alright guys, tell me your favorite one, the one you're probably going to try out first down below in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already, and like this video if you really liked it. So, without further ado,
welcome to the journey.
Yup.
Peace.
We got it at the same time.
Nerd.
Shut up.